This is the biggest driver video of 2025. TaylorMade Qi35 versus the Callaway Elyte driver. I've got them both here at La Cala in Spain, and I'm going to give them a hit and show you which one is better and which one should you be trying for better driving in 2025. So this is a really exciting video. The Callaway and the TaylorMade are usually the most anticipated drivers every year. They do drop new clubs every year, so it's something to get excited about. I have already filmed a review for this, so if you've not seen that, go check that out. And it did perform really well, so we might see something interesting there. Let's lay a marker down for performance. I'm going to hit the TaylorMade first, and let's see then if the Callaway can beat it. Just quickly, head cover test. Tough choice really. They both feel pretty much exactly the same. They've got the same like inner lining. I quite like the white and green of the Callaway personally, but I do like the subtle details on the TaylorMade driver as well. So I think I'm going to go with Callaway for head cover. So up first is the TaylorMade Qi35 LS head. This is the one I was fit for. This is supposed to be like the fastest, the longest driver that TaylorMade are offering out of the three this year. So I think it just as a distance head to head, I think that's an interesting start. Like I said in the previous video, this shape suits my eye. It's a beautiful head. It's a lovely sort of a shape that we've come to expect from the low spin heads from TaylorMade. And actually I really like that sort of grey infinity crown. I think I'll probably hit 4 with each. And then we can look at like the best 2 and the worst 2, because I think that's also important in a head-to-head. It's not just about what the best shots are, it's about overall performance. That will sort of include the worst shots as well. Bit of a pull, bit toey that. Okay, so right off the bat, a huge misstrike by me, complete user error, right off the toe end. However, I've been helped by the Qi35 there because that's still gone quite well. So we're looking at a 161 ball speed, a 274 carry for a 304 total, but we'll get more into the data at the end. That is absolutely the technology in the carbon head, the carbon face, and the forgiveness of the TaylorMade absolutely working for me there. So ball number 2. Another nosy one. Another slightly toey one. The numbers again, they were pretty good. I mean, I really like how forgiving this driver is for the low spinning head. So I've always steered clear of the low spin models because historically I'm quite a good toe striker of the ball and the ball doesn't really spin off that. So I've often had balls dipping out the sky and basically unplayable golf shots, where when I was out in California with TaylorMade and I was trying the different heads, actually I found that the off-center strikes still perform really well. I think that's the carbon face. Obviously there's that clip of Scheffler hitting shots and deliberately hitting it right out of the toe, and it's still performing really well with a good flight. So props to TaylorMade for that. Right, it'd be good to hit a good one, wouldn't it? Yes, yes, says the cameraman. The cameraman's been critical of me. Right, I'll line myself up. Let's have a refocus. Better strike. Pretty good, good speed. Yeah, another decent, better carry, much better ball speed, central strike, much more like it, longer carry, a bit more of a suitable spin, decent total. Like, really pleased with that one, really pleased with that one. That was my fastest club speed yet. TaylorMade have done a lot of work on the aero on this head, so I'm not surprised that I'm swinging it quite quickly this morning. Well, all 4 of those shots are like right on top of each other. 109 club, long carry, decent ball, good total, yeah. Really happy with that. TaylorMade have set a pretty high bar there. Those numbers are fairly well optimized. Yeah, really happy with that. Right, okay, let's move to the Callaway now. I hit the Callaway great when I was reviewing it, and I was really impressed with the numbers, but I'd be interested to see if we can compete with that because that was pretty impressive. Now, just straight away comparison, I actually quite like the head here. It's it is the triple diamond shape that we've seen in the Paradigm AI Smoker, now in the Elite. I like the classic black finish. There's a bit more going on in the head because there is a bit of a top line. This head actually looks like a smaller profile to me, so it isn't probably as confidence inspiring as the Qi35, but it does look like it's going to be hotter personally, just to my eye. Oof. Different. Very different. Pretty good that, to be fair. First hit, quite happy with that. Bit higher spin, but I won't spoil it for you. That was great. Feels very different, to be honest. So that sounded very different and also felt quite different. Obviously the carbon face of the Qi35 has a very distinctive feel. The Callaway have got this new AI 10X face, so we are supposed to be getting more forgiveness and more ball speed all over the face on this new Callaway, but it still doesn't feel anything like that carbon face. So a bit more of like a traditional feel to it and a very different sound. So which one do I prefer? Well, the carbon feels really, really forgiving, to be honest, for me. So like I feel like even though I know I'm hitting it off center, it still sort of almost masks itself as a reasonable strike. On these more, so on the titanium faces, I think you generally have a bit of a better feel for where you've hit it off the face. It's just more familiar. I've always used a titanium face, like I've never gamed a TaylorMade driver, a carbon face driver. So I'm sort of more likely to grab the Callaway for just safety because I know what that feels like, but I sort of feel a bit like having hit quite a few shots with that TaylorMade now, I'm more likely to go, well, take the risk, go with something new, because actually the forgiveness is there and I like the fact that I can feel like I can just swing it terribly and hit good golf shots. Right, shot number 2. Oh, right off the toe. Toey this morning. Interesting to see how that performs. So I would say that that was a shocking strike right out the toe, but I would say I did hit an equally bad strike with the TaylorMade, but that has performed worse. That has dipped out the sky, the spin's a bit low. It's got a good total, but like it's not quite held itself up there like the TaylorMade did. But let's take a couple of good ones now, deliberately. See if we can get some good speed. Oh, quality strike. Yeah, you see, out the center that feels so good, like really good. And like you can actually see that one. That was pretty good there. Good strike. Best hit of the day, I would say, so far. So that was like a perfect strike, but it's just not quite performing as well as the TaylorMade did. So it's going to be really interesting to sit down at the end of the video, look at the data in more detail and see how they compare. Right, last shot. Let's see if I can hit a rocket just to throw a cat amongst the pigeons. That was a really good strike though, like I can't hit it any better than that. Well, that'd be hotter. Again, that was pretty good. Right. I've done my best there to try and give us a fair representation of both clubs. Let me go pick the balls up and then we'll sit and have a look at the numbers and see who's the winner. So what you'll see straight away looking at the dispersion is the 4 blue shots, which are the TaylorMade balls, are in a much tighter sort of packed dispersion than the Callaway. So obviously the tighter that is, the more fairways I'm going to find, the less lost balls I'm going to have and the lower I'm going to score. So it's quite obvious just looking at that the TaylorMade has won there. So just looking at club speed, I hit the TaylorMade club first and averaged 109 miles an hour, and then I hit the Callaway second and it was 107.5. Now that isn't really what I expected to see. I thought as I hit more balls you generally get quicker. I actually got one swing to 110 with the TaylorMade, where I didn't get anywhere near that with the Callaway. So that's probably like a nod to the aero on the TaylorMade, certainly on the sole, all that new design, the looking fast whilst it's static, and it's just allowed me to swing the club a little bit quicker, which obviously then just impacts like the rest of the data. So ball speed was faster with the TaylorMade. Launch angle slightly higher, but only just. Spin was a little bit lower. The flight was 4 feet lower in the air. The carry, the TaylorMade was 4 yards longer, and then the total, the TaylorMade was 7 yards longer. I actually did strike the Callaway better than I did the TaylorMade. I got some really, really solid strikes and I love the way those felt, but I did throw in that one absolute spanner that is like right off the toe and sort of really didn't perform. You can see that one there where it dropped to 157 ball speed, 1492 spin, which is nearly unplayable. I did obviously hit a couple of rubbish strikes as well with the TaylorMade, which were my first couple of shots, and the ball speed never dropped below 159.9. So again, just off-center strike performance, like I'm putting that in the TaylorMade category as well. The spin did drop low, and the spin was just generally lower. So with the TaylorMade, it's sort of right on the edge of, is it too low, is it not? At just sub 2000, but on those 2 good strikes I did, the spin was at like 2.3, 2001, so like we're pretty good there. Right here, right now, in the moment, the TaylorMade has like worked for me better. Like the 2 longest shots I hit were with the TaylorMade, and actually when I miss-hit it, the TaylorMade still performed really well, where when I hit the Callaway and the miss-hit, it just dropped off slightly, and I think that's just unfortunately spoilt it for them. So the Callaway is obviously a brilliant club. As you'll have seen if you've watched the full review, I really enjoyed hitting it. I loved all three of the different heads, but for me, the TaylorMade was absolutely incredible. The off-center performance is brilliant, it's super fast, and for me, the TaylorMade wins this time. But let me know what you think. Leave a comment to say which one you're excited to try. We'll see you in the next video.